Welcome to New York. In the heart of this bustling state, beyond the glitter of its famous skyline, lies a shadowy realm of the supernatural. A realm where history whispers from ancient walls and shadows move in the corner of your eye. Today, we delve into the eerie world of the most haunted places in New York State, each a chapter from a ghostly narrative that spans centuries. Can you muster the fortitude to stand in the halls of the Amityville Horror House, or walk the empty corridors of the Rolling Hills Asylum? This is your opportunity to hear the stories of some of the most iconic paranormal sites in the Empire State. Come along with us as we hear the tales of tragic loss and the somber history of these hallowed buildings. This is Haunted Authentic. The Amityville Horror House, an infamous dwelling nestled in the heart of Amityville, New York, has etched its dark legend into the annals of paranormal history. This story begins on a chilling note in 1974, when the house at 112 Ocean Avenue became the site of a gruesome mass murder. Ronald DeFeo Jr. brutally killed 6 members of his family within these walls, a heinous act that sowed the seeds of its haunting reputation. In December 1975, the Lutz family, unaware of the house's grim past, moved in, seeking a new beginning. However, their dream home quickly transformed into a nightmare. They reported a series of unexplained and terrifying phenomena: cold spots, foul odors, and an invisible force that seemed to permeate the atmosphere. George and Kathy Lutz, along with their 3 children, experienced vivid nightmares, mysterious illnesses, and an oppressive unseen presence that seemed to watch their every move. The most alarming incidents included the sighting of a demonic, pig-like creature with glowing red eyes, witnessed by the young daughter, Missy. George Lutz claimed to wake up nightly at 3:15 a.m., the estimated time of the DeFeo murders, plagued by an unshakable sense of dread. The family's plight reached a fever pitch when a priest, called to bless the house, heard a malevolent voice commanding him to "get out," followed by a mysterious illness. The Lutz family's ordeal lasted only 28 days before they fled, leaving behind their possessions. Their story, immortalized in Jay Anson's 1977 book, The Amityville Horror, and subsequent films, has been a subject of debate. Skeptics argue that the hauntings were a hoax, while believers point to the Lutz's consistent accounts and polygraph test results supporting their truthfulness. Since then, the Amityville house has changed hands several times, with subsequent owners reporting no paranormal activity. This disparity has only fueled the mystery and debate surrounding the house. Whether a true portal to the supernatural or a figment of vivid imaginations, the Amityville Horror House remains a chilling symbol of the unknown, its story etched in the eerie fabric of American folklore. The Jel Mansion, an elegant testament to New York's colonial past, stands as Manhattan's oldest house, steeped in a history that intertwines the revolutionary with the spectral. Built in 1765 as a summer villa for British Colonel Roger Morris and his American wife, Mary Phillips, this Georgian-style mansion in Washington Heights has witnessed over 2 centuries of American history, including pivotal moments of the Revolutionary War. The mansion's strategic location overlooking the Harlem River made it a desirable military headquarters. Notably, General George Washington used it as his temporary command post in September 1776 during the Battle of Harlem Heights. However, after the American defeat in the Battle of Fort Washington, the house fell into British and Hessian hands. The mansion's hauntings are said to date back to the 19th century, when it was owned by Stephen Jumel and his wife, Eliza Bowen Jumel, a former actress with a rags-to-riches story. Following Stephen's mysterious death in 1832, Eliza became the sole mistress of the mansion. Rumors swirled about her involvement in her husband's untimely demise, adding a layer of intrigue and suspicion to the house's history. Visitors and residents have reported various ghostly encounters within its walls. The most famous apparition is that of Eliza Jumel, seen wandering through the house in a purple dress, supposedly lamenting her troubled life and the loss of her fortune. Others have reported sightings of a soldier from the Revolutionary War era, believed to be a Hessian mercenary, and the ghost of a young servant girl who tragically fell to her death. The mansion's paranormal activity includes unexplained noises, voices, and footsteps, along with sightings of shadowy figures and objects moving on their own. Despite these eerie occurrences, the Morris Jumel Mansion remains a cherished historical site, offering visitors a glimpse into New York's past and an encounter with its lingering spirits. It serves as a museum today, preserving not only the artifacts of its rich history, but also the tales of its ghostly residents, forever etching its place in the lore of haunted New York. The Rolling Hills Asylum, nestled in the rural landscape of East Bethany, New York, harbors a haunting legacy that transcends its origins as a haven for society's outcasts. Established in 1827 as the Genesee County Poorhouse, it was a refuge for the destitute, disabled, mentally ill, and orphans. Over the years, its purpose evolved, and it became a sprawling complex known as the Old County Home and Infirmary, and later the Rolling Hills Asylum. This imposing Gothic revival structure, initially a symbol of compassion and care, gradually became a repository for human suffering. The asylum witnessed an untold number of deaths over its nearly 2 centuries of operation, with many buried in unmarked graves on the property. The harsh conditions, combined with the lack of medical understanding at the time, contributed to the misery and despair that seemed to seep into the very walls of the building. The hauntings of Rolling Hills Asylum are as varied and numerous as its former residents. One of the most famous spirits is that of Roy, a gentle giant standing over 7 feet tall, who spent most of his life at the asylum after being abandoned by his family. Witnesses report encountering his towering shadow and hearing his deep, sorrowful voice. Another paranormal occurrence includes the spirit of Nurse Hattie, an allegedly cruel and abusive caretaker at the facility. Her steps can be heard echoing through the now empty halls, where once the orphaned and abandoned resided. Apparitions of former patients are often seen, and disembodied voices, footsteps, and screams are regularly reported. Many visitors have experienced intense feelings of sadness, anxiety, and unexplained cold spots, believed to be manifestations of the intense emotional energy left behind. Paranormal investigators and enthusiasts are drawn to Rolling Hills Asylum, seeking encounters with the past's restless spirits. The asylum offers guided tours and ghost hunts, allowing the curious to explore its eerie corridors and perhaps come face to face with its otherworldly inhabitants. The Rolling Hills Asylum stands today not just as a historical landmark, but as a poignant reminder of our societal evolution in the treatment of the less fortunate. Its haunted halls echo with the stories of lives that once were, etching a chilling yet fascinating chapter in the annals of paranormal history. In the quiet town of Napanoch, New York, lies the Shanley Hotel, a charming yet enigmatic establishment whose history is as rich as it is haunted. Built in 1845, the hotel gained its current name and fame under the ownership of James Shanley, who purchased it in 1906. The Shanley Hotel quickly became a social hub, renowned for its elegant parties and distinguished guests. However, beneath its inviting facade, a tapestry of tragedy and mystery began to weave itself, laying the foundation for its haunted reputation. The Shanley Hotel's history is marred by a series of tragic events. The deaths of the Shanley children and several guests, along with rumors of illicit activities during the Prohibition era, have imbued the hotel with an aura of sorrow and secrecy. The most poignant of these tragedies was the loss of a young girl named Rosie, who died at age 3 when falling down a well near the hotel. Rosie is said to be heard playing and laughing in the hallways, asking visitors to play hide and seek. A young boy named John was severely injured by a car in an alley adjacent to the hotel, and his spirit is said to frequent the attic. Visitors and paranormal investigators have reported a wide array of supernatural phenomena within the hotel's walls. The sound of children's laughter echoes in empty rooms, unseen hands play the piano, and clocks inexplicably stop at the same time. The spirits of former owners, including James Shanley himself, are said to roam the hallways, perhaps overseeing their beloved establishment from beyond the grave. The most active areas for paranormal encounters include the bordello, where the laughter and whispers of unseen women linger, and the gentlemen's quarters, once a haven for patrons of the hotel to imbibe alcohol during the time of Prohibition. Today, the Shanley Hotel operates not only as a quaint lodging, but as a beacon for those seeking to explore the unknown. It offers ghost tours and overnight stays for thrill seekers and paranormal enthusiasts, inviting guests to experience its mysterious past and encounter its spectral residents. The Shanley Hotel stands as a testament to the enduring power of history and the mysteries that can linger long after the living have departed. The Conference House, a stately manor situated at the southernmost tip of Staten Island, New York, is steeped in both historical significance and ghostly lore. Built in 1680 by Captain Christopher Billop, this stone house, also known as Billop House, has witnessed pivotal events in American history and harbors tales of haunting that have endured for centuries. Its name, the Conference House, is derived from a notable event during the Revolutionary War. On September 11, 1776, it was the site of a peace conference hosted by British officials, including Admiral Lord Howe, with American delegates Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, and Edward Rutledge. The attempt to negotiate peace failed, solidifying the path to American independence. The spectral tales of the Conference House are as old as the building itself. One of the most enduring legends is that of a young woman that was thrown down a staircase in the home by Billop himself, suspecting her of being a spy for the colonists. Reported sounds of a woman screaming and falling have chilled visitors and neighbors of the property for over a century. Other hauntings include the apparitions of Revolutionary War soldiers. Visitors and staff have reported unexplained phenomena such as cold spots, the feeling of being watched, disembodied footsteps, and eerie sounds. The basement, where British soldiers were allegedly snuck in the home via a long tunnel that led from Staten Island Sound, is said to be particularly active with paranormal activity. Many unmarked graves plot the land, making the sense of paranormal activity heightened on the grounds of the large estate. Today, the Conference House is a museum, offering tours that not only recount its historical significance, but also its ghostly tales. Each year, the house hosts a popular Halloween event, drawing those fascinated by its history and hauntings. Whether one believes in ghosts or not, the Conference House remains a captivating landmark, a tangible connection to America's past, and a repository of stories that blur the line between historical fact and spectral legend. Thank you for watching our profile of the most haunted places in New York State. Please consider subscribing to the channel and turning on notifications so that you can be alerted when the latest chapter of our journey to the most haunted locations in America is released. As always, suggestions for new places to explore can be sent to hauntedauthentic@gmail.com.